Dhirendra. Each year we have tried to have someone talk about various relevant material related to Guru Guru. And this year I was asked to come up with something, and I really thought about this. I thought, why we do Aaradhana? Why did Guru Ji decide that he wanted to enter Vrindavan? What was the whole context? What actually happened that day? And fortunately, I was able to get some details. Perhaps most of you have already read all these things and are aware, but for me, this was a first. And it's always interesting. We all think of only Bhishma when we think of Ichha Mrityu. But there are great Swamis like Guruji who have taken this path to decide when they would leave. That particular date was Virodhikrit Samvatsara, Shravan Masa Krishna Paksha, Dvitiya, in the year 1671, Common Era or AD, according to the Gregorian calendar. And apparently thousands of people had come there to witness the whole event. So obviously before he decided to enter the last phase, he had provided the audience with a soul-stirring speech, they say. He says, it is said that he said, "Hereafter I will disappear from your sight. The Lord who has sent me to you has himself ordered me to return to him today. I have completed his task. Everyone has to obey these orders, coming here and returning when we are called back." And then he talks about the Mula Granthas, the Sarva Mula, and their commentaries, which will remain as the guiding light. And he recommends that please put into practice as much as you can whatever you learn. The Shastric way of life is the royal road to peace, prosperity, and happiness. Then I made a note of all the various points he gave in his talk, which is pretty long. So I've only summarized some of the features. He does say the search for knowledge is never easy. But for those who have strong faith and put in sustained effort and have the blessings of Sri Hari and Sri Madhvacharya, this is not difficult. He says that. He also talks about the various miracles that were performed, and they are based on Yoga Siddhi and the Shastras, and that there was no fraud or trickery in it. And so he warns us to be careful about those who do create fraud or trickery. He also says for those of us who cannot really perform miracles, he says right knowledge, jnana, is greater than any miracle. So that is also nice to know. He describes the Lord as full of auspicious qualities and absolutely faultless, which we all believe. He's omniscient, omnipresent. He talks about the Madhva philosophy of what the relationship is between Atma and Paramatma, the Jivas, etc. And he once again reiterates that the world we see is real. This world has a master. He is neither Nirguna nor Nirakara. And the thing that he tries to say is the Lord does not have to be qualified with the three gunas like Sattva, Rajas and Tamas that we have. So perhaps that's the reason that some people would still call him Nirguna. The Lord's grace is the only means to attain salvation, which is eternal bliss. Those who forsake him will never be truly happy. The next thing he talks about is sadachara. Without right living, right thinking will never come. We also are not supposed to hanker after the fruits of the action. the things in the Sadachara it describes is observances like Ekadashi, Krishnashtami, where we can fast, Chaturmasya Vrata. All of these he highly recommends. In fact, he says they are compulsory. I would just like to think he said highly recommend. Along with this, he talks about other vratas, and he talks about the goal of all these vratas is to earn the Lord's grace and love. Philosophical thought is very necessary for the soul's growth. One should always be careful never to harm or hurt another. This is very good. Social work done for the good of worthy people should also be considered as the Lord's worship. And he says, in short, our life itself is a worship. Every action is a puja. This life is precious. Every second of our life is precious. All of that he reiterates. Accepting the Lord's supremacy wholeheartedly is true devotion. Blind faith is not devotion. It is only stupidity. Anybody who approaches you should not go heavy at heart or empty-handed. Spirituality can never exist without social grace. The thought that we are here for the good of the world is real spirituality. So we also need to give up wrong values and wrong thinking. So these are some of the things he points out. Help as much as you can those who seek your aid, but always remember your duties, offer all your actions to the Lord, and never hanker after temporal gains. And he talks about this was Srimad Acharya, referring to Madhvacharya, also preached this wonderful philosophy, and this was Madhvacharya's service to Lord Vedavyasa. So he talks about all that again. And then he says, now I take leave of you. Though I will not be with you in person, my presence will be in my works and in my Vrindavan. You can serve me best by propagating, studying, preserving, and listening to my works. My blessings to you. After that, he begins his last journey and he recites the Pranam mantra. And Om is, as you have probably heard, Om iti ekaksharam brahma yaharan mano smaranaha yah prayati tyajan deham sa yati paramam gadim. So, with the word Om, he decides, and when the Japamala stops, people know that he is no more. I think the fruits, the flowers, the incense, the devotion, the songs we sing, and the many things we have deliciously tried to cook and bring today, offering for Naivedyam, all of those are definitely not things that Guruji wants. It is for our pleasure we do this. What he would want is for us to emulate his philosophy, emulate his thinking, and to follow in his footsteps. And I think it's great leaderships like this that help sustain a community come together. How many miles away across the other half of the earth we are still assembled here to think about him and to have him guide us how to reach Lord Rama ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sudha Rao, for your spiritual talk about Sri Raghavendraswamy on this Aaradhana day. I would like to draw your attention towards Lord Hanuman. It's a beautiful vigraha. After Abhishekam, they did a beautiful alkar. It is our luck to have Hanuman in this family, especially today, the Abhishekam day.